Yo, this is your roving reporter, Skip Opotamus. We made it over here to the Walmart. We're bobtail. No trailer, all tail. Anyway, this glorious device is pain in the neck. Okay, so let's look at this today. This is our hassle factor. Okay, so it wants me to sit here for 9 hours and 57 minutes. Okay, and it wants me to do that because of the time that I was stopped. Okay, so hours of service. Okay, now we're going to look right here at yesterday. Okay, so as you can see here, I was stopped, and then I went here, and I stopped right there, right? So I got the sleeper after I finished my thing, and then I was in the sleeper all the way there. And then I did personal conveyance and went to the truck stop and took a shower, right? So it needs to be a total of 10 hours to restart my clock. And the silly sucker, that's yesterday's loads. Okay, so the silly sucker didn't register that. Because it would have been 10 hours, but it didn't register the PC. So just because the system decides, and then I went over there, and then, so the JB Hunt wouldn't let me deliver last night. I said, just let me drop the trailer. Then today, I show up, and the lady's like, oh yeah, I dropped the trailer, stamps it, asked me to sign the stamp, and I signed it. And then she signed the BOL. So when we signed the BOL, that's them saying they got their product, right? So I turned that BOL in, the bill of lading, I turned that in with a signature, and they use that to pay out the money. So that piece of paper triggers the other people that the job, the contract is complete. So my people get paid, and that, they do their thing or whatever. And anyway, they pay me or whatever, right? So I turn in the paperwork, and then I get a check. Well, the lady proceeds to tell me, I said, well, why didn't they let me drop it last night? She goes, oh, that's right. And then comes up with some reason that I'm not supposed to drop the trailer and told me to sit there till 4 p.m. Now, it's 10 o'clock in the morning, and that means I've been there for 12 hours at this point. I went to the truck stop, no parking, went to the rest area, spent the night, doubled back to the truck stop on personal conveyance, got a shower in, and the clock robbed me, right? So now I'm stuck. Anyway, I got a couple hours I could drive. Luckily, the whole point of this was a power only to pick up a trailer. So this lady was telling me, stay there till 4 o'clock. They rescheduled it for 6:30, and it's a live unload. And then I'm still stuck with a trailer, and nobody at JB Hunt will answer the phone because it's Sunday. Well, uh, I had all the papers where it was signed and stamped. Like, my obligation's done. I got a signed BOL. So I dropped the trailer. I went over there, parked where you're supposed to park and everything like that. I just dropped the trailer, took pictures and everything like that, and left. So sometimes, I even took a picture of where I left the additional BOL in the nose cap of the trailer and stuff. So sometimes it's better to ask for forgiveness than permission, because I'm going to go over here and I'm going to get this other trailer, get it squared away, get all hooked up and everything else like that, go to a staging place so that Monday morning when I get the call, I'll be able to attach to a load and start making money again. Whereas the other way, I would be stuck here all day and then mess with the whole shenanigans Monday, and then be able to get the stuff and everything. And by the time I'm hooked to a trailer, uh, it's kind of like a policy. It's like an unwritten rule of thumb, whatever you want to say, to do you want to be hooked to an empty trailer and ready to go before you say, hey, book a load or whatever. So I'm sitting here right now making a video, but I turned around right over there. I parked in the parking lot on the other side of the street. You can't turn the way I need to turn to get back on the road. So I turned, and then I pulled in. I pulled in right over there, like right there, and I turned around and I pulled out and was going to turn right. And I see the Walmart. I'm like, well, there's a Walmart right there on Bobtail. So I'm going to go in here and buy some steaks. Okay, so my day was all messed up last night. I talked to my wife or whatever. You know what I mean? I said, don't worry. We got the no problema. We got her posted up. I like how it changes colors. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Anyway, man, I was pretty mad because I'm just like, I ain't making no money. And, I mean, when you go from 22 to $3,000 checks to $500 checks, it makes you nervous, right? But, you know, God's got my back and everything like that. My wife reassured me of that. And then, like, man, I had such an overpowering, just like an overwhelming sense of dread. And, like, it was like a spirit of suicide or something on there, whatever. And I get in here. Well, I can't show you because I'm using this phone. Well, I get in here or whatever. I take my shower and everything like that. And I'm like, you know, and I'm like thinking, you know, well, I could go over here and just like, you know, these thoughts are not mine. You know what I mean? But like, I'm thinking about where I should hang myself in the woods to leave my spirit or whatever. And I'm just like, this is attack from the enemy or whatever. And so I'm like, I'm in the truck stops. It's also attack on my body. So I'm just like, well, if I'm going to die, I'm going to put sugar in my coffee and have 2 chicken biscuits. You know what I mean? So I might as well go out fat, right? Anyway, so I wound up doing I got a couple chicken biscuits. I get in the truck and there's a church lady had sent me a link to a YouTube video, literally breaking off generational curses and all this other stuff, right? And it's just like somebody wrote something and the computer's reading it, and it's like just got a little background or whatever, but it's going through this prayer, you know, or whatever. And I just sit back, thank you, or whatever. And I left from there, went and did what I dropped the trailer and all that, then came over here. So like everything's just hitting, just boom, 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 boom. Everything just working out. I feel great. You know what I mean? And when you're out here in the world, not every thought, it says take thoughts captive for a reason. Not every thought is your thought. So, you know, I guess you want to be on target with watching out for the spirits. You know, it says whited spirits. Anyway, so yeah, take your thoughts captive. Is this my thought? Is this good? Is this evil? That's pretty much the options. And just because you're spiritual, it says test the spirits. You know what I mean? So like, you definitely want to make sure that you're operating under the unction of the Holy Ghost. And then, you know, you want to vet your thoughts. And then it says something about pray without ceasing. You know what I mean? So, you know, me just coming out of the shower or whatever like that, you know, I'm just like, man, you know, I'm going to be hung up till Tuesday, worried about the money and stuff, and getting attacked. You know what I mean? And then, you know, Linda from a church I don't even go to anymore. The church doesn't even exist anymore. The guy died. Everybody went to different churches. They just, you know, let the building go back. You know what I mean? But here's you know, Linda, you know what I mean? She's a really good person. And, yeah, just randomly sends me something. You know, everybody else acts like they don't know how to use a phone. Like they don't answer the phone. They don't know how to do an email, a text, whatever. I think my dad knows how to use a phone, and that's about it. Like I don't know anyone else at all. You know, I don't know how you can run a international freight company and not understand how to use a telephone. But it's really true. Like, you know, I mean, if it rings, answer it. That's a big deal. Like, just do me a favor. If the phone rings, just look at it real quick. You know what I mean? If it's actually ringing and ringing and ringing, answer the phone and say, hey, I'm busy, if you're busy. You know what I mean? If you get a text, respond back. And then, like, signal it's the end of the conversation. You know what I mean? Like, why do people send a text and then, like, 2 hours later, I get another text, I respond. 4 hours later, I get a response to that, and I respond. I don't know that this conversation has ended. You know what I'm saying? So like, I mean, and then if you really want to talk to me about something, you know, uh, like I don't need a 13 paragraph. You know, I can't uh, communicate effectively because I don't have the mannerisms and tones and all this other stuff that human contact has. So, you know, when you're sitting there with your thumb pecking at your phone and making 14 paragraphs, the chances of me taking something out of context or just wrong, like you meant it this way, but it came out that way, and then, you know, you tried to put some emoji to be cool, yet it ain't exactly what you meant, and then I take it the wrong way because I'm an idiot. I mean, it just breeds confusion in the camp. So, you know, answer the phone, signal that, you know, this is the end of the conversation. If you got a text, I'm gonna say, I'm gonna say 7 sentences. If you can't, if you need more than 7 sentences to explain to me what's going on, just call me. You know what I mean? And I know people don't call because nobody answers the phone. So like everybody start answering the phone again. Like one of the fifth generation warfare attacks from the enemy, from Satan himself, is some robocall, just randomly breaking up what you're doing throughout the day. You know what I mean? That way you don't answer your phone. Well, if the enemy can get you to not answer your phone, then I can't call you to conduct business, whether that's personal or Bible stuff or business. You know what I mean? I can't function if I can't communicate. So you're letting the enemy cut your head off. The strategy of the devil is a robocall. That's one of his. That's one of Satan's tools. So answer the phone is how you overcome that. And then as you gain patience with answer the phone and it's a BS deal, just say have a good day, hang up, and what happens is I finally figured this out because I don't get a lot of robocalls because I always answer the phone and then I always say have a nice day. Like I'll be like hello and there's nobody there. I'll be like, oh, it's you again. Well, I hope you have a nice day, and I hang up and that's it, right? Well, what happens then is like I'm being nice to random computer calls. Okay, well, somewhere that releases some kind of goodness to stop the enemy, so I get less and less. I went 2 weeks answered my phone every time, not a single robocall. And what it is like if you answer that phone and you're like blah 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 blah, and you say enough to make your dad blush, screaming at the